Remember, there's some pretty important information here in the disclaimer. You might want to give the video a quick pause and read it.
Oh, hey everybody, it's me, Sonic! Sonic the Hedgehog! Just here to remind you that if you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button. And for even more amazing customs, don't forget to subscribe to Wake Angel 2001, because between you and me, they're way past cool.
Hello my friends, Wake Angel 2001 coming at you with a custom toy! Isn't it great that I can do these again? Somehow, it would appear that retailers have decided that Black Friday is just the entire month of November now, so the sales that would normally be reserved for the Black Friday weekend were just going on for the entire month, and the increase in hours really saw me with almost no spare time. That's why Infinite was an alternate head for SNT were really the only major accomplishments I made last month. I mean, I was so desperate for content that I actually counted the upgrade kit for Elita 1 as a custom video. But I have fewer hours this month and more time to work on toys, so let's get on with the next part of the Prime Apocalypse Commission, Bedlam. Bedlam. A lot of my watchers may know of the Sonic stop-motion adventures series made by Piplup Fan, and about how he asked me to make his original character to be the series' final boss, Bedlam. And, apparently Piplup is okay with other people having toys of his original characters, so, here we go. We are making another Bedlam. Okay, so recipe is basically the same as last time, except this time the base was a super shadow. It's easier to paint a figure that's yellow, red, because you don't need as many coats to cover it. And also I have my new Vallejo paints, which are better paints than the last time I used. So this is all well and good. So let's start off from the head, where you start with super shadows, and you strategically cut off 3 of the spines, the 2 on the bottom and 1 on the top, and then reattach them in different orientations, with the lower spines curling downwards and the top spine bent forwards. From the side, this doesn't look like much. You can see the seams, but a little bit of epoxy to cover in the seams and make everything blend, and you have the smooth look that his head is supposed to have. There's also a little bit more subtle sculpting, like the thing over his eye, which is supposed to be like the symbol that makes him, I forgot what his official title was, Arbiter? Arbiter of the Chaos Emeralds? Like he was there to make sure that the Chaos Emeralds didn't get abused, and the reason he was the final boss is because Sonic and Dr. Eggman had been using the Chaos Emeralds so much that it was, causing a disruption in the balance of the Chaos Forcer. Something kind of similar to what happened with the Dragon Balls at the end of Dragon Ball GT, where overuse was messing with them. That kind of thing. Then I painted him red, and like I said, this new Vallejo paint is much better at painting. And the head was fine and dandy, everything was good here. But this is where I started to run into some problems. As we all know, the old Jazzwares toy line had a bit of QC issues, and although this extra Super Shadow figure that I had seemed to have held up over the test of time, when I tried to reassemble the joints, some of the pegs started snapping. So, yeah, this was the leg, and the mushroom peg snapped off of the pin disc. Pretty sure if I hadn't gone dismantling and trying to reassemble, maybe it wouldn't have broken, but I tried to swap out a part of a regular Sonic leg, which was blue and would require a lot more coats of paint to look red, and it almost worked, but the problem is that well, it's just the way that these joints are built. They have the swivel joint to allow them to have better knee articulation, but that also means that when you try to repaint them, they scrape themselves pretty thoroughly. So if I tried to make Bedlam with these legs, then the color underneath of the paint would show really well once you bent those knees, as you can see from this. And that would be particularly irritating in this case because it would show off the asymmetry, the different leg used. So, with permission from Prime Apocalypse, I just did a swap. I swapped out the legs for Knuckles' legs, which are natively red, and I did paint them, but even if the paint scrapes a little bit, it'll scrape off to just a slightly different shade of red. Like, it's a shade of red that's very close to a match to the paint I used, and you really only tell the difference if you, like, looked at it under a really bright light, like the flash of a camera maybe. But yes, this way the legs can stay red and be symmetrical, and I won't have to worry so much. And oh, by the way, the arm also broke. The pin disc that holds the shoulder in, that mushroom peg also broke. Fortunately, I had a damaged supersonic figure arm that I was able to take the shoulder part off of and use to replace that part. So, at least in this case, the symmetry and color and everything is preserved. And again, like, it's skin color painted on top of a slightly more yellow skin color, so hopefully, even if the paint scrapes a little bit, I have not had a lot of paint scrapage from this one. I think it's because the elbow was originally a little bit loose, and the paint just tightened it up to normal. But yeah, the arms are at least not scraping themselves, and everything seems to be holding up okay with this one. So the torso is just a supersonic torso with a little bit of extra sculpting. It's like to make that Chaos Emerald shaped belly patch that he has. And yeah, that's pretty much all I had to do for the modifications. Although like, as you can see, the mushroom cap on this supersonic torso is huge, so I had to take my Dremel into that shadow head to make the hole bigger so that it would fit in this peg. But all that being said and done, here is Bedlam! Yes! Bedlam looks like Bedlam. I think he came out better than the last Bedlam I made, but that's because I am older and more experienced now. And, well, this paint is simply a better quality paint than what I used back in the day. I think I might have used Testors, but I don't rightly remember. I definitely know I used Testors for Frantic Bedlam, because that was, the best purple I ever had. But, yeah, this Vallejo, it's Model Masters paint. It's meant for painting things like figures, so I feel like it'll hold up better on this Bedlam than it did in my original one. Every time I watch Sonic Stop Motion Adventures, all I can see is the black pin disc showing, and all the mistakes that I made in making that figure. How young and naive I was. But hopefully this Bedlam will hold up slightly better. So thank you all for watching a proper custom video from me. And I will probably have another Reddit video up soon because there's been a lot of updates to my Reddit thread. Although I feel like I might have to start picking and choosing posts instead of doing everything because there's starting to get to be a lot of posts on there. So to keep them from getting excessively long, I'm gonna start cherry picking some posts. But hey, all the more reason to join the Reddit thread so you can see them all. And yeah, this is Wake Angel 2001 signing off.